Shalom, Yasha'Allah, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh. I do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Yasha'Allah. Call Aloyim La Yahweh Wa Yahweh Shai Bahasham Harakakodash for blessing our elders with the spirit of truth so that we may know. Shout out to the Akim and the Akwaf that's keeping the faith in the work. Shall keep at it. It's your brother Abaya coming at you with more precepts. It's Colossians chapter 1 and verse 15. Who is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of every creature? So it's speaking about the Son, Yahweh Shai. Right? Yahweh Shai was the firstborn, the first created by the invisible God or the invisible power, Yahweh. Right? It says, for by him were all things created that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers. All things were created by him and for him. Right? So when Yahweh Shai created Yahweh Shai created everything, in the name of Yahweh, in the spirit of Yahweh, right? Through the direction of Yahweh. Right? Verse 17, and he is before all things, and by him all things consist. Right? In the NIV it reads, the Son is the image of the invisible power, the firstborn over all creation. For in him all things were created, things in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones, right? Whether thrones, that's the key part I want right there. Whether thrones or powers or rulers or authorities, all things have been created through him and for him. He is before all things, and in him all things hold together. Right? So Yahweh, right, created all things. Right? Even though Yahweh Shai, he used Yahweh Shai to do so, right? Still, it was in the name of Yahweh. So Yahweh created all things, right? And all things meaning all things, good and bad, right? Isaiah 45 and verse 7. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, Yahweh, do all these things. Right? The Most High created good and evil. The Most High first created Yahweh Shai. Right? So what was created first? Good. Because Yahweh Shai represents the righteous, the right side. Right? And, everything else came after. Right? But the Lord created good and evil. Right? Powers and rulers and kingdoms are all formed by the hand of the Lord. All right. Daniel chapter 4 and verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. Right? So the Most High rules in the kingdom of men, and the Most High places whomever it is he will in charge of the kingdom, which is the earth. And right now, we're in the wicked's kingdom because the Lord gave it to him. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Right? So the Most High gave the earth over into the hand of the wicked. And since the wicked have been in charge, let me see. Salat, 1 second. Matthew 11 and 12. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violent take it by force. Now we are that kingdom. Right? The Lord tells us we are lively stones. And we've been suffering violence since the Lord gave the earth over into the hand of the wicked. Right? In fact, everybody has suffered from this wickedness. Let me see. I think that's First Maccabees 2. Salat, 1 second. Alright, First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 7. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died. So this represents the Lord giving the earth over into the hand of the wicked. The wicked being Esau, Edom. Alexander not only being from Esau, Edom, but actually being from Amalek, who the Lord said he would have war with from generation to generation. All right, it says, and his servants bear rule, everyone in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. Right? Evils were multiplied in the earth. Right? So the moment the Lord gave the earth over into the hand of the wicked, the kingdom of heaven, which is us, suffered violence, and evils were multiplied on the earth. Right? Which is not profitable. Right? Because what's profitable is life. Life brings forth more life. Death brings about a cease to life. And right now we're in the world of perdition, which means destruction. We're in the hands of the son of perdition. Right? And this devil being in charge actually feels as though he's really in charge. But this devil doesn't understand. It's a lot. Let me see. Psalms 22 and 28. So, highlight that. This devil doesn't understand Psalms 22:28. For the kingdom is Yahweh's, and he is the governor among the nations. Right? All they that be fat upon earth shall eat and worship. All they that go down to the dust shall bow before him, and none can keep alive his own soul. Right? Because it's all in the hands of the Lord. And the Lord finna show this devil exactly what time it is. You know, everybody can feel it in their spirit. They just can't pinpoint exactly what's going on. But you can definitely feel a major change happening on this earth, and it's because the Lord is bringing the end to this devil's rulership. Right? We're witnessing the fall of Esau, Edom, and the transfer of the kingdom. Right? So I'll end with this. Go to the book of Sirach. Chapter 10 and verse 7. It says, pride is hateful before power and man, and by both doth one commit iniquity. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. All right? So the Lord is translating the kingdom from Esau, Edom, to the hands of his people, Yasharallah. Right? Verse 9, why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man, but such an one setteth his own soul to sale. Because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels. The physician cutteth off a long disease. That disease is Esau, Edom. That physician is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Right? And he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die. And Esau, Edom is the only nation that's promised to be eradicated from history, from off the earth. All right? Show you that. I know YouTube be tripping. Obadiah 1 and verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Thou shalt be cut off forever. Who is he speaking to? Obadiah 1 and 8. Shall I not in that day, saith Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau? And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. The kingdom is translated from one to another. All right? So, that's what we waiting on. All right? So, O thou most proud, which is Esau, Edom, representing the daughter of Babylon, go and do what you do, man. All right? Because one thing we understand is when you do, that's it. Because you're falling right in line with prophecy as we speak. Whether you believe it or not, I don't give a damn. Right? And that's also why Scripture says man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? Shalom, Yahshua, Abba, Babal, Call Haloim La Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai Ba Shamar Kakodash.